So we should have, has everybody sent?
Jeste? Napisali? Mani. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, I think we've collected a good number of responses. Now, you could have done that in a very traditional way. I could have asked this question to you, you would have raised your hand, or I could have asked you directly. And there's benefits to that kind of thing as well. I think this is a really nice example of how technology, however, can allow for... So, one of the key things of this future classroom lab space is trying to change the mindset, the way of thinking that was pointed out by one of you, and maybe the motivation of the key people who are involved in education systems. So, you mentioned parents, maybe, and even students. So we try to get into this space here, parent associations. Okay, so it's usually the European Association of Parent Associations, so it's everyone's really at the top, and hopefully they will communicate to the national parent associations, etc. Those kind of things. So we try to get them into this space, and try to talk to them, and try to hear their ideas, their concerns, their thoughts about education and how it should be organised, and how it could be reorganised. So, people from the European Commission, or some high animals from the ministries, they usually come to this space and say, it's about, this is just for primary, right, or for kindergarten. And like, no, not at all. But sort of in the mindset of most people, the kind of open, colourful, dynamic spaces are more associated with the kindergarten concept. And actually, I think we can learn lots from kindergarten.
Je se slažeš, hoćeš prednost ili manu na ti bi prednost napisao. A čekaj, tu.
Investigate zone, the students would do research, pretty much in the way that researchers do research at a university. Maybe slightly less sophisticated, but it should be something that is very practical, very hands-on, something that corresponds with activity in a real-life job. So in this area here, we focus primarily because of the equipment we have in here on sort of science investigations. So we have lots of data loggers here. These small devices you can connect to one of these dedicated sort of handheld computers, or directly to a normal laptop via this device here, and you can record data from them. So let's see. For example, I could ask my students, as an investigator questions, what are the pH levels in our surrounding where we live? Okay, very basic question, but they could have this sensor here, and they could start recording pH levels in different locations, different materials, etc. These kind of things. So what you can see happening here is the system records the data. It's the red line. As soon as I've done that, the humidity goes up and it records all the data. It's recording all of this information as we speak. Another example here is a light sensor. Well, it's already changing depending on where I hold it. You will see it's going to drop if I put it here. I don't know if you, well, it's dropped down. If I hold it here in the pressure sensor. So it's the so-called marshmallow example. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to buy new marshmallows, so these marshmallows are a bit old. So it won't work with the marshmallows, but it will work with the balloons. So I'll need a volunteer again. This time, I think. Oh, yeah. Okay. No. So yes, if you could just hold that up. Okay. Right. So I'm going to start this. Okay, it's not working. I'm not sure why the camera's not working, but usually what happens is here that the camera switches on, and that's really good for an experiment, for an investigation. You record everything that happens, so to find a mistake. So what will happen now? What do you think will happen when I start pumping air out? What will happen to the marshmallows? What will happen to the balloons? Sorry?
Go up?
Yes, they will grow. Well, no, grow is the wrong word, but will inflate. And you can see something. The data is being recorded here. You could obviously place. Place this in front of the camera. You could attach a separate camera. So all of this activity can be recorded. It can be later used in some kind of presentation or shared on the internet, discussed with your peers, etc. These kind of things. So obviously you've seen it. We have a very nice green screen there. You're floating in the air out into space.
Okay, can we all squeeze on that screen?
Well, we can try. Yeah, if you want to take a photo.
Yes.
I'll have to see if we.
Smile.
We can't go too far out.
Kao da izvještava za vremena.
Ajde, probajte se svi tu skupiti. Could you take a photo of that?
Okay.
Evo vremena.
Yeah.
Poslikaj je tu.
So, well, you
Gdje
can
sjedne?
sit put it on properly.
Samo i glavo stavi. My people super happy.
So, I mean, yeah, and the students, we rarely have students in here. We primarily focus on policymakers and teachers, etc. But when we have students in here, as the teachers, they get very excited about this. So I can do things here with this. But if you want to do something at the same time, it's not possible. And I think it defeats the purpose a bit. What you want to have is, you want to have a group of students standing around here, some working on something there, some working on something here. I've got an idea, I've got a picture, I send it over to the other student. It means they can really work together effectively. This doesn't allow it, because actually what it is, it's what do you call it? It's like a board, so I can turn it over. And I can use it as a thing. So it is quite nice, but hopefully by the end, mid-October, we have one of the new smart interactive tables where I think 9 people at the same time can interact on it. Yeah, and that's where learning can happen. And here we have an example. So this is you could do a nice little sort of stop motion project where students could maybe reenact their experiences of doing the investigation. Do something here with Playmobiles. And again, it's just an example. There's lots of different. Yes, that's pretty much it.